It's time for another ministry website review. My name is Sammy. I'm here with Digivangelism. We help progressive leaders of spiritual communities share hope, healing, and light online. We started the series on TikTok, which follow us there if you haven't already done so, because there's a lot more website reviews there. We were doing them in 1 minute, and we decided we wanted to showcase a couple longer website reviews. So before we dive into the church's website, I just want to point out that we do offer digital communications reviews. So I say digital communications, meaning websites or social media. If you would like more information on that, click on services on our website, digivangelism.org. Click done for your digital ministry and then digital communications review. You can read a little more about it, or just fill out the form and we'll reach out and see what you're interested in and make you a couple different offers that you can choose from. Another option I want to point out before we dive in here is just that we offer website builds. So if this kind of freaks you out to see, wow, other churches are really doing great with their websites, and we don't have one, or ours hasn't been updated in decades, fear not. We can come in and we can fix yours up. We can come in and completely rebuild yours, and they're very affordable. So fill out the information on this site and we will be in touch. Michelle is our website guru, and she can offer you some examples of websites we've already worked on, suggestions for what she would recommend. But let's get to our church for today, St. Thomas Church, Aldridge. This church is in the UK. Very exciting. First thing I noticed on this church's website is this moving picture. The picture is huge. It takes up the full screen when I have it full screen. The title's big, the tagline's big. There's a call to action button. I think that setup is almost perfect. It's beautiful. We got the logo in the top left and more information here in the top right in a drop down menu. Also called a hamburger menu sometime. Isn't that fun? But just kudos to you, because this movement keeps things feeling dynamic, which is really engaging for website viewers. But at the same time, it's not like the pictures are just cycling through so quickly that I can't understand what's happening. I do get a chance to look around and still feel like there's some motion, and I get to know your community through this text. So I really appreciate that. The reason I say it's almost perfect is there's one issue on this homepage that really I think is a problem, and that is the worship time is difficult to find. So typically if I'm looking at a church page looking for worship times, which by the way is very normal to have either the contact info or the worship time or the location to be difficult to find. So if you take anything away from this video, please make sure that people can find you, contact you, and know when you're getting together. And it's very easy to find. So we'll often recommend putting it up here somewhere. You could put it right up here under your logo. But if it's not there, I'm usually checking the bottom, because it's usually down here in like the junk drawer area. I don't see it down here either. So at this point, I'm like, is it even here? That's my thought. I know it is. I would go up and find us. I think it could fit in here well. I don't see it there either. So now I'm like, okay, how am I going to figure this out? I know, because I've read pretty much all of their website, that it's right here. Sundays at St. Thomas. We'd love to see you at our 8:30, 10:30, 6:30 p.m. gatherings. Join us on Sunday. Someone else probably won't want to read everything on your site. They're skimming. And honestly, if they have 5 different church tabs open on their website browser and they're just like, okay, when does this one meet? When does this one meet? When does this one meet? They might not take the effort to figure out when your church service is if they cannot just find it by skimming. So I think it's fine to keep it here, but I would also recommend putting it in 1 or 2 other places, and particularly on this initial section, the first thing you see on the homepage, if at all possible. Okay, next thing I look for after I see if this kind of essential information is on the homepage is I'll click over at your menu and look for like an I'm new page. So they have an I'm here for the first time, which is incredibly clear. So kudos to you for having that clarity and also for having that page. My favorite thing about this page, other than just the fact that it exists, which is just wonderful in itself, is the way their voice really comes through. So there's an emoji here. Like, I don't see that on every church page, okay? And there's just some language that yes, they're saying things are warm and relaxed, but I am also just hearing it in how they're describing things. So, by the way, if you're coming with littles or littlies, please don't worry if they make noise or get wiggly. God put the wiggle in them and we love it. That is just like beautiful phrasing. And again, it's just their voice coming out. I feel like oh, these are comfortable people. These are people who care. That's beautiful. It just continues throughout their website, actually, but throughout this page too. And I particularly also liked after the 10:30, we enjoy good coffee and biscuits, which I was like, what? And then, I know it's in the UK. I understand what that means, but it made me smile. We'd love to see you. We're a family or friendly family at St. T's, and there's always room for more. Like, not only are they saying that, I feel that. It's not just like, we love children, please bring your children. It's God put the wiggle in them. We love the wiggle. Like, it's great. So think about your verbiage, your copy, as you're putting it together, and see if you can get your voice to really come through. Another thing on this page that I appreciated is this what to expect section, where they just kind of throw it out there that, hey, during singing, some people might put their hands in the air and dance. Others might just sit and read their Bibles. Like, here are the type of things that might happen at our worship service, just so you know. That kind of thing is huge, especially for people with anxiety who aren't sure what to expect. Now, some people, like, I've been to so many different churches just to visit and experience, so I'm pretty comfortable with a lot of situations that might happen, but I'm still a little nervous if I don't know, like, what I'm walking into. Like, I'm a little on edge, okay? I don't really understand this community yet. Now, there are people maybe who have never been to church before or haven't been in decades, and they have no idea what to expect, or they've never seen a church where people dance around before, or they've never been somewhere where people just sit and read their Bibles while there's singing going on. So that could be very foreign to them. Just the fact that they know what to expect is just like this added sense of comfort that you are giving them. So again, kudos to St. Thomas for that. And take note of that for your own community. How can you give a little bit of an insight of what's going to happen? Like, hey, our pastor asks questions and nobody answers them, but you're welcome to. Or, hey, our pastor asks questions and everybody talks during worship. I know that's weird, but that's what we do. If you don't want to talk, it's okay. Like, just giving people the heads up and permission to do or not do. Like, there's no pressure. So I am always going to lift that up. I do want to also lift up the contact us page, another emoji, love to see it. It just felt very full. Like, thank you for giving the address, the church number, how to contact the leader, and then a contact form, just so people can really send their communication, their questions directly to you. I always love to see full contact pages. This page, though, I think needs some help. So I think it's great that you have a safeguarding page. I understand that you want to keep everyone safe and that there was an online consultation and you adopted this policy to promote a safer church. Okay, that's what I'm understanding from this. But this page is so hard to read. Like, there's just text on text on text. And I think the worst part is the spacing. Everything is just equally spaced. It's very hard to understand where are the categories? Are there categories, or are these just like numbers? And as a viewer of this website, or even as like a member of your community, like, what am I supposed to do with this? Am I supposed to call these people? When do I call these people? And should I call these people first and then these people will call these people, or help? Like, I feel a little overwhelmed and I'm very much uncertain about what to do. So what I would suggest for this page, first of all, no matter what you do with this information, the spacing needs to be fixed, because it's too hard to process what's happening. Like, maybe put each of these sections, remove the space in between, and then have some space between each of these little categories here. But I also don't know if you need to put this full thing like on the page, or maybe make it a downloadable and put a little paragraph about it. Maybe it does stay on the page, but you make like a brief 2-minute video just kind of explaining what this means to you and like what people should do or look for. It just needs something. It's very confusing. And it doesn't quite match the other verbiage on the site, which feels very comfortable and communicative. So pay attention to that a little bit. Also on the bottom, this happens on everyone's website, especially if you're building your own site. There are blocks of text that are just on websites before you put your information on it. It's like kind of a placeholder, right? So it looks like you missed these placeholders here. You can see the lorem ipsum, which is Latin, which here's your homework. If you've watched this far in this video, comment below what lorem ipsum means, or if you knew about it, if you're familiar with it. So this is like the text that is the placeholder. You might want to fill in some actual text there, English communication to your people, so that it's not just like filled with this placeholder. There was one other spot I saw that, and that was on the staff page. So all about us, who we are, meet the team, wonderful, love the pictures. I want to say one other thing about the staff, but right down here under contact us, again, you might not even need anything in that spot, but you could just put like, you know, send your message here and we'll make sure it gets to the right team member, whatever it is, but just remove that placeholder. And the last thing I want to point out, which is a little nitpicky, but I want to tell you what I feel when I see a staff page like this. First of all, I love the pictures. They're very professional. I love that you have everyone displayed and you have a lot of them answering questions. I think that's a great concept. My issue is these two that don't have answers. First of all, it just doesn't look very uniform. So it's like, oh, why they're all answering these same questions. Like, that's really great. Okay, but these two didn't, which maybe I get it. You probably asked them 8 times and maybe they just didn't want to, or they just didn't get a chance to, you forgot about it. And it happens. It happens all the time. It's okay. But when I look at it, honestly, I feel a little bit sad because I'm like, is that Jeanette? Is that how I say that? Like, why are Sue and Andrew able to share, you know, the best thing about St. T's, but Jeanette didn't get a chance? Now, I know they probably did get a chance. I get that. But I just am like, oh, no, the warden, I wanted to learn more about them. But I don't have that opportunity. I have everyone else's, but I just don't get these two. So if you can get those answers out of them and make it a full page, that would be great. If, let's say, Jeanette doesn't feel comfortable answering, like, you know, half of these questions, then maybe you take the answers for everyone else down of those half of those questions and only put the ones up that everyone is willing to answer, just so it's more uniform. And so I'm not questioning why we're, you know, putting this particular warden's information up, but not this particular warden's, because that's kind of where my brain goes, which I know there's probably nothing behind it at all, but I'm letting you know that's how an observer would read this website. And honestly, that's the best part of these website reviews, these social media reviews. Now, some of it is like SEO, you know, you want to use your search, your social media well, so it can be searched. You want it to be clear. But some of it is just, what does it look like to another person? And that's why we really recommend just having someone else look at your website and social media. If you cannot find someone else that can do so with a critical eye, we are more than willing to help. We just need you to fill out this form so that we can get to know your community a little bit more. And again, we can send you some options, whether you're looking at social media or website or both. Thank you so much to St. Thomas for being willing to be ripped apart a little bit online. Hopefully you got some good suggestions to take home with you, but you also feel good about this website because it is such a great website. It's beautiful. It's clear. I think it really is appealing to the eye, and I think your voice comes through, which is one of the most important parts, so people can get to know you when they land on it. If you're interested in having your community website reviewed, you can comment below on this video, or you can follow us on TikTok, look for this video, and comment that video. And again, if you're freaked out about all this and you just are like, I think I need a website overhaul, let us know on our website, digivangelism.org/websites. I will link that below as well. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sammy. We brought the knowledge today. It's your turn to put it into action. Peace.